Hello soulmates, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in today's video we'll be recreating this beautiful top by the right.
I did a little bit of modification to the sleeve and also to the neckline area.
If this is a tutorial you're interested in, please like, comment, share, subscribe to this channel, and without wasting much time, let's get right into the video. These are the materials you'll be needing for this blouse. You'll be needing a crepe fabric, your matching lining, zipper, stay, and about 6 cover buttons, then your pattern paper that will be used to draft the blouse. So this is my half scale pattern. It has the shoulder, the armhole, the bust, and the waist. This is an half scale because there will be a joining at the waist area. So now you go ahead and just do your armhole. I'll make this part very fast. It's just the regular way of locating your armhole. Just go ahead and draft your armhole. So after you're done with your armhole, you go ahead and measure your bust, measurement divided by 4. My bust is 34, so 34 divided by 4, that's 8.5. So you go ahead and mark your waist measurement. My waist is 24, so 24 divided by 4 is 6. Then I added 1 inch for the dart allowance. So this is not a bust here, it is just a normal dart that we'll be using. So I went ahead to do that, and this is what the pattern look like. So the next thing I'll be doing now is to do my darts, and for the darts this is just the normal way of locating your darts. So what I did was to measure my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2 plus half inch. Then I went down by 1 inch at the bust area. Then I just roll a short line across that part. Then I measured my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 4 at that part again. Then I just took half inch to both sides just to make my darts. So this is what your dart should look like. So the next thing we'll be doing is the neckline. So for the neckline, I'm using 3.5 by 3.5. That is what I'll be using for this neckline. I'm using 3.5 by 3.5. So what I'm doing now is the shoulder slope. So I went down by 1 inch at that area. Then I connect it like that just to make my shoulder slope. So you measure 3.5 inches downward at this point. Then you just go ahead and just do your neckline. So this is what we have. Then you go ahead and just cut out your pattern and the neckline also. So what I will do now is to open up my pattern paper because we're cutting this pattern on fold. Then I will label left and right. So you must be sure how the pattern is looking. So mine, this is the right side of my pattern, this is the left side. So when you place this pattern on your body, the left should be at the left side of your body. I hope you understand. So now at the left hand side, that is where our off shoulder will be. So I'll go ahead and just measure 4.5 inches here. Then I'll roll a straight line around that part, just a straight line like this. So then I will be connecting the neckline towards the end of the towards the end of the 4.5 inches line that I ruled, and towards the armhole side. So you should just watch what I'm doing, you will understand what I'm doing. So as you can see the way I connected it and I blended it into the neckline. So you go ahead and cut that part out. So that's our off shoulder. Guys, the 4.5 inches I use is 1.5 inches above my chest line. My chest line is actually 6, but we can't use 6 for this because it will be too low. So now at this side here, you go in by 1 inch, then you reconnect the armhole area. If you don't go in by 1 inch, there will be a space at the armhole area because you know, like an off shoulder armhole is quite different from the regular armhole. So just go in by 1 inch, then you cut that out. So this is what we have. So whatsoever your chest line is, just go down, just go up by 1.5 inches or 2 inches because this is a corporate casual dress. It does not have to be exposing the bust area. So now it's time to do our slash and spread here. So you can do about 3 or 4 inches depending on how full you want it. But I'm doing just 2 cuttings here. As you can see, I divided the shoulder at that side into 3 equal parts. So when it is time to transfer this on our fabric, this is how we will place it. So I'll be showing you guys how to go about that. You don't have to worry. So now let's move to the back pattern. So this is my back pattern. As you can see, it has the shoulder, the armhole, the waist, and the blouse length. So for my blouse length, what I usually do is to go down by 7 inches below my waistline, or you can also do 6 inches. So my waistline is 15, so I just did 6 inches below. So now I'll go ahead and also make the armhole, and this will be fast. Please guys, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, like this video, drop a comment in the comment section. If you don't know what to type, you can just drop an emoji of your choice, and also share this video with your friends. Thank you. So the next thing to do is to just measure our bust measurement. So my bust is 34 divided by 4 is 8.5. So my waist is 24, so you divide it by 4. At the blouse length also, your hip measurement, you divide it by 4, then you measure it. At the waist area, you add your dart allowance of 1 inch. So you go ahead and just connect. So you connect all the points together, then we have our bodies. So at the end of this blouse here, I'll go up by 1 inch, then I'll blend it in just like this. So I'll blend it in. So the next thing I'll be doing is my dart, like I did for the front. So I went up by 6 inches above my waistline, then I went down by 5 inches below my waistline. So it's 6 inches above the waistline, 5 inches below. Then I just rule a short line. Then I'll be measuring my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2 plus ½ inch. Then I'll just be connecting the points. So I'll take half on both sides of the line. Then I'll just connect like this. So we have our darts. The next thing I'll be doing is to tighten the waist area. This is to prevent zip bulging. So you go in by ½ inch at this side. So whatsoever you take out at this side, make sure you add it back at this side. So I took out ½ inch there, then I'm adding it back at the other side. So you go ahead and just make something that looks like a dart up here, up here. Then you also connect, you reconnect this line just like this. So this is what we have. So now I'll go ahead and just cut my pattern out before we go ahead and make the off shoulder for the back also. So the back has an off shoulder and the front also have an off shoulder, but the only difference is that the front has a slash and spread while the back does not have. So what I'll be measuring here is my 3.5 inches for the neck and the shoulder slope at this area. So 3.5 inches. So I'll also go down by 3.5 inches. Then I will connect my neckline just like I did for the front. Note that this 3.5 inches I'm measuring is after the zipper allowance I added here. So this is what I have. Then I'll go ahead and just cut this out. I'll go ahead and cut the shoulder slope also. So now this pattern paper is on fold, so I will open it up right now. Then I will label. But for the labeling of this, it's a bit tricky because you can't label the same way you label for the front. So this side will be my right and this will be my left. So you will understand very soon. You know the back will be like this. Then you will place the front on it. Like the front will be placed on it like this. So this right side must match with this right side. So and the left side must also match with the left side. So that's, if you are labeling your pattern, make sure you are very careful about this so that you don't slant the wrong part. So like I did for the front, I will also measure 4.5 inches like this. Then I will roll a line, a straight line across it. So now what I will do is after the zipper allowance, I will slant this other line. So I'm slanting after the zipper allowance, then I'm slanting it just like this. So you go ahead and you just cut this out. Yes. So like I did for the front, I'll go in by 1 inch. Then I'll reconnect my armhole. This is very important. If you don't do it, you will notice a huge space at the armhole area of that off shoulder part. So it is very important to reconnect the armhole just like this. So this is what we have, and our pattern is ready for the back. So the next one we'll be drafting is the lower part of the front. So this is one of my back pattern. You can just pick anyone. Then I'll measure 6 inches like this. So you first measure 6 inches. You will understand this. Just keep watching. Then you roll a line across that part. So you will now place this pattern on the line. So this 6 inches is the extension that pointed extension we have at our blouse area. So that's the 6 inches. So I should have used my tracing wheel to trace this pattern, but I don't have my tracing wheel where I am currently. So I'll roll a line across this part. Then I'll also note where this blouse is ending. So I'm noting this side here and also this other curve here, so that I will know where to slant my blouse also. So for this part here, you have to measure your waist measurement without any dart. We are not adding darts to this part. So you have to measure it without a dart. So when I measured this, I noticed it was more than my waist area. It was more than my waist measurement. So I measured my accurate waist measurement divided by 4 at that part. So I'm trying to reconfirm what was wrong. So you measure your waist area, your waist measurement at this area, just like this. So then I will reconnect this. So why it was not correct before was the measurement we took in, that to prevent zip bulging. That measurement was what affected it. So you just go ahead and measure your accurate waist measurement. Then at this part here, you go in by 2 inches, then you go down by 3 inches at the waist area, because the opening is not starting from the waist, is below the waist. So I'm using 3 inches below. So after rolling this line, I noticed it was smaller at this lower part, so I'm trying to make it straight. So at the end I have 2 inches. So this is what we have. Then we'll connect this part here. Yes, we connect it like this, and this our pointed design is done. So this is what we have. So this should be cut on fold when you are cutting it, because of illustration I'm just using one, so it should be cut on fold. So now let's go ahead to cut our fabric. You will notice there's a change in color of the pattern paper. This is because when I was initially recording this tutorial, I did not film the cutting part, so I have to do it again to show you guys. So it is still the same thing. It is the same thing. So you place your pattern paper like this, then we'll be adding our sewing allowance, our joining allowance, and all other allowances I will be adding. So I'm adding ½ inch at the lower part here. As you can see, this shoulder area, I divided it into 4. In the pattern I drafted earlier, it was 3. So I'm sorry, you can just do 4 or 3. Anyone will work, trust me. So you place your pattern paper just like this. Then you add allowance at this part here. So you make sure the spacing in between this is about 1 or 1.5 inches. It's about 1 or 1.5 inches. So now for the side, I'll be adding allowance of 1 or 1.5. I'm using 1.5 inches as my allowance for the side. But for the other part here, I'll be using ½ inch. The armhole area, I'm not putting any allowance, as you can see. I'm not putting any allowance at the armhole area. So for the side, this is what I did. I added just 1 inch. You can add 1.5 depending on what you want. Before you scatter your pattern paper on it, make sure you notch this point so that you can know where you'll be folding in. So I rearranged it on it, then I will be notching the starting, like the space in between. So I'm notching those spaces in between the patterns. So that's the space I'll be folding in. I hope you understand. So that's the space I'll be folding in like this. So I'll be folding it in. That's the space. So once you are done, you can go ahead and also cut the lining for the fabric. So this is what the fabric looks like. So we'll go ahead and make our darts on it. So you do the darts, then you can go ahead and join the lining with it. So I will show you how to go about that. So guys, this is the back bodice, and I've went ahead to cut it. As you can see, one side is off shoulder while the other side is a normal shoulder. So you add your sewing allowance of ½ inch. Then for this joining allowance at the side, you add either 1 or 1.5 depending on your preference. So now this is the pointed parts. So I went ahead to cut it. So I cut 2 of my fabric. So you cut double, but if you don't have enough fabric, you can just cut 1, then you use the lining to turn the other one. but I wanted mine to have the same fabric. So this is what it looks like. So for my sleeve, I'm using 25 inches. My actual sleeve length to my wrist area, that is from my shoulder to my wrist, is 22, but I want it to be a bit longer because that's the beauty of this kind of sleeve. So everything all together is 25. So this smaller attachment is 5, while this one is 20. So together they are 25. So for this smaller part is 5 inches length. So at this area, you measure your wrist measurement divided by 2. My wrist is 9, so I'm using 4.5. Then for your wrist measurement, you add 1.5 inches. So mine is 4.5 plus 1.5. So I'm measuring 6 inches at this lower part. You know it is not straight. So the wrist is 4.5. The lower part is 6 inches. So whatsoever your wrist is, you just add 1.5. Then this is what you will have. As you can see, it is on fold. So when you fix it to your sleeve, this is how it will be looking like. Just something like this. So as you can see, I folded it into two, so I won't be turning this with any lining, so it's the same fabric for everything. So that's what I did, and I'll be attaching it like that. So now for the sleeve, you know one part is off shoulder, so we'll be making the off shoulder right now. So what I will be doing now is to measure 2 inches downward, but you know I will be turning this with half inch, so I'll be measuring 1.5. So after turning, I will have 2. So I'll just go ahead and just slant this inward like this. Trust me, I was just freestyling here, so I just did this and it worked for me. So when you fix this to your armhole and it is a bit loose, you can just do some little amendments and it will be fine. So this is what I did to make the off shoulder part. So this is my sleeve. I'll go ahead and just turn. So this is the back bodies. I've went ahead to turn it. I went ahead to make my darts. So in case you want to add stay to your fabric, you can go ahead and add stay, because I added stay to mine. So I added stay to my fabric. So this is what the back looks like. So this is my sleeve. I went ahead to turn the first part with a lining, and this is the other one. I added stay to one side and I did not add to the other side, and this is what I have here. So this joining will be at the middle point of the front part, not the joining part for the main sleeve. I don't know if you understand. So this joining will be at the front, not at the back where the joining of the main sleeve will be. So it will be like this at the front. So it will be like this at the front. So in case you have any excess, just go ahead and make it overlap. It will still look very nice. So after joining the main sleeve, that is when you will go ahead and join this other one. So you have to join the main sleeve first, then you now go ahead and join the other one. So this is the off shoulder part. I went ahead to turn it also, and this is what the boat looks like. So this is the other part for the front. So I added stay to it just to give it a structure, just to make it stick. I added stay to it, then I went ahead to sew. Make sure you notch that curvy part so that it can turn out neat like mine. So make sure you notch it when you are ironing. So this is the front part, and I went ahead to cut out the lining, the same thing as the fabric. So for this notching now, I will just be making it overlap, then I'll be pinning it down. So I'll make it overlap, then I'll pin it. I'll also do the same thing too for the lining. So you can do it together with the lining, or you can do it separately, but I think I did it together, though I'm doing it separate here, but I later think I did it together. So make sure you just fold this part in. So I've done the fabric. Like I said, I later changed the method I use, and I pinned both lining and fabric together. So I go ahead and join the side, then I'll also sew the neckline. So I've sewn the neckline, I've joined the side, and I've also made my darts. So now I'll go ahead and join the back to this front. You must make sure that the shoulder for the back and the front are the same. So I want to join the lower part before joining the back. So this is my lower part. As you can see, it is the same as the upper part. The waist is the same, and I did not add any darts to the lower part. So this is what the sleeve looks like. This is what the sleeve looks like. So I have a little bit of excess there, so that is why I made it overlap a little bit. So I went ahead to join the lower part and also the back together. So I went ahead to join it, and this is what I have. So I'm just trying to retrim this armhole. It is not meeting each other. So the next thing we'll be doing is to fix our sleeve. So you fix the sleeve for this side, then you also fix the sleeve for the other side. After I was done, this is what I have for my sleeve. I went ahead to fix it, and I went ahead to also do a little bit of ironing. So the next thing to do is to go ahead and fix your cover button and also your zipper. So this is what the outcome looks like. So I added 4 cover buttons at the front, then I placed one here. So I placed one here, then I also placed another one at this other side, but it has removed, so I'll be fixing this one. I'll remove that one, then I'll fix this one. So if you notice this sleeve, there's a little bit of overlapping at this side, so a little bit of overlapping. But like I said, if you have excess for that sleeve part, you can just go ahead and overlap it. So this is the back, and that's the zipper. That's the zipper, and this is what it looks like at the back. So thank you so much for watching this video up to this point. If you haven't liked this video, please like, drop a lovely comment, or just drop any emoji of your choice. Also share this video with your friends and community. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye.